have a current stack of books sitting next to me, and I'm dedicating this video to my girl Phoenix Zen on YouTube. She has been showing my channel so much love, commenting on my videos, so I just want you to know, Queen, I appreciate you. I see you and I hear you. And this, I don't know what to call this video, maybe like a book title tour, but I just wanted to show you the stack of books that you saw in that video, and I'm going to start with a little story first. It's your girl Brittany Rose here, and I help women elevate their level up one video at a time. And this video is dedicated to my girl Phoenix Zen on YouTube. She has been showing my channel tons of love, girl, so I know that I appreciate you so much from the bottom of my heart. Comment anytime, ask questions. I'm always going to be here to either help, drop a link, or just share in the love. And now that I know that we are both book lovers, I cannot wait to hear what you're reading so that I can try. I know that you said, I think it was a romantic thriller or something like that. You're in a series, so I want to hear about that because I do like mystery romance. So let's dive into these. I'm going to start with the story first. So if you'll notice on my channel, I have lately been talking about two things, which is manifesting or perfume. And this beautiful queen, Phoenix Zen, she saw in one of my shorts that I was carrying a stack of books. So this is going to be a quick story about manifesting. One day I was returning a library book to my local library, and I had just this thought in my head, like, I need to get some more romance novels like that are my own, because sometimes as a busy lady, or someone with a full schedule, it is sometimes hard to complete a book in the 2 weeks and have to return. So that was just my thought. I didn't plan on buying books. I didn't look at buying books. I just had the thought. And then one day, my daughter was like, let's go for a walk. And I was like, heck yeah, let's go for a walk. It was actually, I think, one of our first nice days here in Pennsylvania. So I was like, okay, go for a walk. I'm like completely in joy mode and enjoying the fresh air, being in gratitude on the swings with her, my inner child play in, and just playing as an adult, also moving my body and enjoying the fresh air. On our way home, something told me to walk on the opposite side of our street, or like the street that we were walking on. And any other day we would have walked down this other side, but there were some things going on, so we had to cross anyway. So I said, let's just stay on this side and keep walking. And I'm so glad we did, because as I was walking, I found a stack of historical romance novels, the genre that I love reading, the type of genre that I was returning, set free. And I know that they're not all facing the same way, but I'm sure that you can see these are very, like, they're not like, so they couldn't have been sitting there for long. So I say that to say manifesting is super real. I know that you may or may not have seen my video, but I do have one called where I manifested boneless barbecue wings. Literally, I manifested the barbecue wings like in minutes. It just took these books a few days because I said I wanted it. I detached from wanting it. I let it come to me as easy as possible. So let's do a book title. Let's do a book haul. There we go. So first up, we have Highland Scandal. It's by Julia London. It does seem like this was possibly someone's connection because they're all similar size. And Julia London, Highland Scandal. And here is what's on the back. On the run from the wrathful Prince of Wales, Jack Haynes, Earl of Lambourne, is taken prisoner by a Highland laird who makes him an unusual offer. If Jack handfasts his niece, then his life will be spared. The old Highland custom, a marriage lasting only a year and a day, unless both partners agree to make it a lifelong vow. Sounds preferable to Jack to being dragged to London and chained, and he meets lovely Lizzie Beale. His dilemma starts to seem positively enjoyable, until the hellion vents her fury on him. Detesting the scandalous match will end all her chances of making a respectable marriage. Lizzie can't abide living intimately with a fugitive nobleman, bent on seducing her, then running off. But in teaching her the pleasures of a wife's duties, Jack sparks within them both a passion that will make him wish he could stay with Lizzie for much longer than a year and a day. So that was the first one. The thing with me and my romance novels, I love when love is involved. I don't really care for the smut. Smut has its time and place, but in my mind, I like to have, so like somebody getting happily married at the end. If they're in a happy ending, I'm probably not reading it. But I still want to read those thrillers, though. The romance thriller or mystery romance. That sounds good. I read one of those by Amanda Quick called The Perfect Poison that had the perfect mix of love and mystery. So here's our next book, Marriage Most Scandalous by Johanna Lindsey. When Sebastian Townsend, son of Earl of Edgewood, was banished from his family due to the tragic results of a duel, he vowed never to return to England. Now living on the continent, Sebastian has forged a new identity as a deadly mercenary, the Raven. But his former neighbor, Lady Margaret Landor, has different plans for him. Back in England, Sebastian's father has had several accidents. Margaret suspects foul play and deception that reach as far back as the infamous duel. Convinced that only Sebastian can set the situation to rights, Margaret arranges a scandalous bargain with him. That includes Sebastian's returning home as her husband, as the newlyweds uncover a deadly scheme. A fierce passion blossoms between them, which neither anticipated and neither can resist. Now, did I not just say a good mystery would be good? So this is one that I kind of can't wait to read because there's a little dash of mystery and thriller in there. I'm excited for that one. We have here A Man to Call My Own by Johanna Lindsey. I'm sorry if it's backwards, but you know, Johanna Lindsey, A Man to Call My Own. After the sudden death of their father, Marion and Amanda Layton must leave their new England home to their aunt's Texas and ranch. It is a harrowing journey, but plain-looking Marion welcomes the challenge of their adventure, while beautiful Amanda complains at every turn. When they need rescuing, cowboy Chad Kincaid is the strong, sexy hero for the job. Amanda catches Chad's eye but it is Marian's daring spirit and hidden passion that sparks his desire for her. A sensual attraction that lands them in a romantic entanglement Marian is not prepared to handle. Tied to him by the fate of her aunt's ranch, Marian must face a proud cowboy who's determined to convince her, whether it means wooing her under the stars of the open range or following her back, she's the only woman for him. I'm gonna be honest, this is one of my first ones that, like, a romance that's not a British one or set in London, Europe time, so that'll be a new one for me. This one is called Captive of My Desires by Johanna Lindsey again. Captive of My Desires. Gabrielle Brooks sets sail from England to a Caribbean island in search of her estranged father, encounters a life-altering surprise. Her father is a pirate. After spending 3 wonderful years hunting treasure with him, Gabrielle is dismayed when he decides she must return to London to find a proper husband. His old friend, James Mallory, will sponsor her in polite society. Gabrielle is escorted to balls and parties by James's wife, Georgina, and her brother, Drew Anderson, a dashing American sea captain and a fun-loving rogue. When Drew embroils Gabrielle in a scandal the night before he's to sail home, the pirate's daughter vows revenge by commandeering Drew's ship and taking him prisoner. But as passion runs high on their sea voyage, it becomes difficult to tell who is truly the captor and who is captive. I dropped my mouth open when I was reading. This must be a series of the other one. Okay, so this was the set, right? I'm reading this one right now, No Choice But Seduction. This one must be a spin-off of this one because that Georgina and James Mallory are mentioned in this book. So I love when we have a spin-off. Yes. These two are my first ones that are involving like captains and pirates. So the one I'm reading right now is called No Choice But Seduction. These have little notes. This one actually had one. Miss Johanna Lindsey must like to have a little spice. I hope I don't. I'm not gonna do that because I ain't trying to, get in trouble. But it didn't show nothing. Yeah, everything's covered. But I'm not gonna do that too much. So here's the next one. I don't know if I already tell, I like romance ones, but on the smaller side, I'd like my books to be like snackable if I can, because they're for me. So far, I'm loving all the books that I grabbed, but this one is called First Prize Marriage. Winning the prize, losing their hearts. When Dixie Osborne entered a competition to win a secluded mountain lodge, she never expected her entry to come first. Dixie's thrilled. She'll be able to help troubled teenagers she works with. It's her dream come true, but there's a catch. Dixie's ticket was stuck fast to another, and there's a tie. Now she has to share the lodge with the totally gorgeous Jack Powers for 4 days, but Jack seems more interested in Dixie than in claiming his prize. Soon both realize there is much more at stake than just the lodge. So we're gonna see about that. Okay. And this last one here is by Miss Johanna Lindsey again. She must love pirates and sailing, because this is the third one that I believe there's like something from a boat. So we have That Perfect Someone. Thrilled that her solicitors have finally freed her from a detested marriage contract to the Earl of Manford's son, who abandoned her years ago, Julia Miller is eager to husband hunt at her friend Georgina Mallory's ball. Look, they connected. Charmed by a masked Frenchman and his magical kiss, she can't help but pursue this mysterious man until she makes the shocking discovery. The enticing, carefree Jean-Paul is merely a persona for Richard Allen, who fled England and his controlling father years ago, took to the high seas of treasure-hunting Caribbean pirates. Now, to avoid falling into the ruthless nobleman's trap, Julia must enter into a risky, intimate charade with a man she was once bound to wed, but never believed she could love. With a little help from the Lucky in Love Mallory family, will Richard and Julia discover each other that perfect someone? That's really interesting. So there is a 3-part series from Miss Johanna Lindsey that I am excited to read. Miss Phoenix Zen. Let me make sure I don't have any more. Those are my book haul for you, girl. If you see anything, I can send you one. I'll be happy to send you one because I have some books on once you read them. Definitely want to hear about yours in the comments. And made it to the end. I want you to drop some roses. And if you want to see more book talk content or book like reviews, however you would like to see that, I'd be happy to bring that more because I've been reading all my life and I love being able to share that with others. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.